Good blessed Saturday morning, December the 31st, 2022. It's about 6:42 a.m. New Year's Eve. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace. And the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest or the poorest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't even matter whether you're the proclaimed toughest or the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter whether you are my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. Doesn't matter whether you like anything I say or do. That's your prerogative. You have a right. Today, what I want to talk about is, most of y'all know who these two young ladies is. You may not know the one to the far right in the corner, but to the left is Queen Ramona Nicole Ivy. She might have been about 6 or 7 at that on this picture. As to the right of Queen is Birdie Ivy, the second, Roman numerals 2. And let's get a close-up look. That's their ride and die. They say they're all 3 sisters. That's my 3rd grandchild, my 2nd oldest granddaughter, Janiyah. Even though Queen and Birdie was born and raised in southeast Missouri, but they kind of grew up with Janiyah and her big brother, and now her little 2 twin brothers, because we went up there a lot and they come down here a few times. But anyway, what I want to talk about today is Birdie today. She had been asking me for the past, I don't know how long. She said, "Poppy, how old do we?" She talking about her and Queen. We know Queen gonna do her thing, but she's respectful though. How old can we be before we can talk to boys? I said, "What do you mean, talk to boys?" And she said, "I'm just talking about on the phone." But see, what she was asking me, she probably was doing already, respectfully, you know what I mean? And we talked, and I told her, we'll talk about it, And then lately, she kept mentioning this one individual. Queen had already told me, and Birdie had told me, these football players, high school football players, liked her, football players, plural, right? And I said, okay, and going about my business, and Queen was telling me, yes, more than one. And Birdie had asked me, what would you say about me talking to? She mentioned a certain individual name, and I didn't know him by that, but I remembered that name, but I didn't know who exactly it was. And they told me it was, and it was a young man that his mother used to babysit Queen and Birdie when they was around this age. And the son was, I think, about Birdie's age. Might be a year older than Birdie, or a few months older than Birdie. He turned 17 this year, and Birdie turned 17 in 6 more months next year in July. But I kind of seen that Birdie must really like every time she'll come sit down on the side of my bed, she'll have a smile on her face. And this smile, it remind me of her mother when we got married. See, some of her family didn't approve of me marrying, but people that know, when I brought her from Chicago and brought her down here, she was living a way better life. Sometimes you have to get up out of certain environments. But Birdie had this smile when she was talking to me, especially the one to the left. And so I seen her with a nice hoodie sweater on. And I said, where you get that from? And then I was just kidding. I said, such and such gave you that? That smile there came back again. And she looked at me, but she never put her head down. And she said, yes. And I had ended up getting a Facebook friend request by a youngster their age. And I asked Queen and Birdie, I said, who is this? And Birdie got smiled. She said, I told him don't do that. That's the guy that liked it. Or he wanted to ask me, but he was afraid to ask me, can he talk to her? But he was already talking to her. Long story short, I didn't accept it, and I was going to play me some lottery numbers one day, and I seen his dad, and his dad already knew, they had been talking on the phone, and I didn't know though, I knew she probably was talking to somebody, but I didn't know, but I told him, I said, your son like my daughter. He said, yeah, me and his mama told him, you don't want to be playing, if you ain't for real, you don't want to be playing around with Raymond daughters. Raymond ain't finna have that. And he said he's scared. He's scared to talk to you, but I told him, don't talk to him. So, Birdie, I think it was yesterday, she was at work and asked me, can she go by after she get off of work just to say hi to him. I said, just don't go in the house. She said, okay, and it was raining, and she decided that she wasn't going to do it because she didn't want to stand out in the rain. She knew I wouldn't want her to have nobody in the car with him. And she gave me that much respect that she knew she wasn't going to sit in the car with him without my permission. She wasn't going to go in the house with him without my permission, especially when I'm not there or his parents not there, She gave me that much respect. And so I told her yesterday, I said, you text him and ask him when both his parents is home, we'll go over there together and we'll talk. We went over there, and you could see the smile on Birdie's face, but you could see him nervous. But I'm going to show you something. I'm one that believe in signs and symbols for the conscious. And see, back then when the guy's mother was babysitting Birdie and Queen, Queen was adventurous young lady, you know what I mean? She liked it to things that she couldn't reach. She'll use Birdie as a letter, but she'll let Birdie be the top of the letter. And what Queen wanted to do was, she said it was either cold or hot in the house, and she couldn't reach the thermometer, so it was just like this. The top part of it that comes off, Queen lifted Birdie up so Birdie can take the top part off, the housing. And I got back to to pick them up. The young man's mother had told me Queen had picked Birdie up to take this here off of the thing, and Queen said she didn't, but I knew she did. But I'm going to show you a sign. When we went to the house, Birdie was standing behind a big portrait, something like this, and the thermometer was right above it. And when I was telling the guy, I said, I don't mind, I'll give you my blessings. I said, but I don't want any individual calling my daughter the B word or the W word. Some people might spell it with an H. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't allow nobody to put their hands on them physically, hurting them. I said, I don't want them to be with a drug dealer. I don't want them to be with a gangbanger. I don't want them to be with people that sag with their pants. And his mother said to me that I don't allow him to do that. And he was looking, making sure his pants wasn't sagging. And this is a football player. And I told him a few other things. And I happened to get a phone call from one of my homies and brother man and friend from Cabrini Green, Brother Donnie Elsie. And I told him what I was doing. And he said, let me tell him something, because we was talking about pregnancy, I said, I don't need him having no baby around now, and I don't need y'all to be doing nothing until you get married, because I was married when both of them was born. And Donnie said, let me tell him something, and I put it on speaker, and he had all us laughing. He said, if she get pregnant, he said, you gonna be the one to have the abortion. And all us got to laughing. But my moral to my story is, I appreciate my daughter asking me, and I knew she liked him because she speak about him a lot, and he went to try to get a job up there a couple of times where she worked at, and I said that's not a good idea, to be around them because I know Birdie would be jealous, and I don't know if he would, but I know Birdie would be jealous, and the bottom line is I seen a happiness on her face like her mother, and that's what I want them to be happy. I know she eventually gonna settle down with somebody, but I'm just praying that it's the right person. Both of them is young, and I told him if you have girlfriends, like I say, other girlfriends, you don't need to be with her because I don't need my daughter to be out in the streets fighting or on social internet. But y'all be praying for my daughter Birdie and Queen. We even spoke about Queen. We said, I know we ain't got to worry about Queen calling home saying her husband or her friend is jumping on her. He'll be calling us, asking her, how do you deal with Queen? And I'll tell him, when you find out, you let me know because I hadn't found out in 18 years. But Queen is real respectful. Both of them is beautiful girls, intelligent girls. They learn to work and earn their own money. Things that they wanted to learn to do, like with computers. When I had other people showing them how to do it, they wanted to do it themselves, and they learned how to do everything. They program their phones, computers. They learned how to deal with the security cameras. They learned a lot, and I know they special girls. Both of them is little queens, But y'all know it's only one queen, and I'm gonna leave it at this here. Those of y'all that don't like me and my daughters, then that's y'all prerogative. But don't stop talking about harming my daughters. If you want to kidnap anybody, kidnap me. You see what I'm saying? If you don't like what I'm doing on social internet, just don't look at it. I'm an activist. I'm an ambassador of God. Criminals want to commit crimes. Rapists want to rape people. Robbers want to rob people. Gangbangers want to gangbang. Drug dealers want to sell drugs. Ignorant people want to act ignorant. Can't I do what I want to do? Is save our black community? Peace be still.